Ant-Man and the Wasp. Good movie. Good movie. Very much in the same vein as the first one. Good stuff. I went to a Dolby Atmos theater tonight and saw it. You know, Ant-Man and the Wasp. And it was just, let me tell you something. I didn't hear nothing coming up top. I was a little disappointed in it. And I was thinking, I was sitting with myself and Patrick. We were thinking, man, there's nothing happening up top. You know, when you get that Dolby Atmos preview at the beginning where you get the little triangle that zips around? Awesome sounding. Then the movie starts. You're about 30 minutes into it and you're like, there's nothing happening up top. I was thinking, man, this is going to sound like shit. It's going to sound like another Disney movie on 4K. It's going to be disappointment. That was like the first thing that was going through my mind. And, you know, Patrick was like, huh. Yeah, it sounds like another bad Disney release in the making. Ready Player One review. I have it somewhere in here. I think it's in the player right now. Just a couple quick thoughts on Ready Player One. There is a live action portion of it, but there's also the CGI portion of it. So the live action is on film, and the CGI is obviously, you know, it's digital. So the digital parts look really good. They look awesome. They're like Planet Earth 2 type of quality, super crisp, super sharp, HDR, Dolby Vision, fantastic, 10 out of 10. And then you have the you got the live action portions of it, which are you know, shot on film. So there's some grain, and so there's a clear differentiator here, which is like kind of gritty appearance versus the fake world that they're escaping. Looks awesome and clean. And then the kind of downtrodden environment that Parzival lives in, or Wade Watts lives in, which is kind of, you know, they're living in the slums. So visually, it's kind of grainy. It looks down. Colors aren't popping off. All that stuff. So there's a big difference there. So when people are going to watch this movie, I think, especially people that buy 4K and they're expecting like 4K sharp images, they're going to think, oh my god, I'm not getting my money's worth when I'm watching the live action parts. But then when you get to the digital stuff, which looks like a video game, super crisp, 10 out of 10. Live action parts, maybe like 7 out of 10. That's like a super quick review. My review is up. I just gotta release it. But I think that's in a nutshell. That's kind of the deal there. But Atmos sound quality for Ready Player One, awesome sounding. If you guys want like super bombastic Dolby Atmos surround sound, then Ready Player One's gonna fill that gap. So Jonathan Olivares said, how do you find out how films were shot and what DI transfers a Blu-ray has? So how do I find out what movies are shot on? I mean, there's YouTube videos and there's Google. So you gotta Google it. You can find out. There's IMDb. It gives you a wealth of information about what movies are shot in, what cameras they use, yada yada, you know, aspect ratio, stuff like that. So that's where I get all my information from for that stuff. And for people that are always concerned about, hey man, this movie it's got a 2K DI and it's not a 4K DI, and it's gonna look like crap, or it's gonna look like shit because it's an upscale. No, I think that's kind of rubbish. I think in my like top 5 list or top 10 list from at least last year and this year, a lot of the best movies are 2K DIs. I mean, I think Transformers was like a 2K DI. The Last Night, that was amazing looking. Pick it up. I'm sure you guys already have it. Every time I go to Atmos, I rarely hear stuff up top. The last time I really heard something good up top at the movie theater in Atmos I think it was Avengers. It was Infinity War. There was a bunch of stuff going on up there. In A Quiet Place too. I think because everybody was kind of like quiet in the theater. So there was a bunch of stuff going up there. And obviously, if you watch it on the 4K disc or on the regular Blu-ray, Excellent sound. I know a lot of people kind of hating on that review because they didn't think, you know, a movie that was quiet should get like a 10 out of 10 rating. But hey man, it's called Atmos for a reason. I put it in the video. Atmos is atmospheric sound. Atmos, atmospheric. And in A Quiet Place, it's like 100% atmospheric sounds. Atmosphere, 10 out of 10. You're winning it. A lot of movies that you see with a lot of super aggressive mix, a lot of bombastic sounds coming from all directions. Sometimes it's a little hard to hear pinpoint sounds coming from behind you, from the side of you, on top of you. There's just a lot of shit going on. So it kind of blends together. I don't know if you guys know what I'm talking about, but when you get too much stuff going on, it gets a little crazy. But with A Quiet Place, everything was like very distinct, very object oriented, clear placement of sounds. 10 out of 10. Something was coming from the left side, right side, or left rear right. Excellent sound. Things just crawling around from the back rear, right over your head, over to the corner. That's, you know, some movies just don't do that if you're watching those big heavy action movies. So you just don't get that precision, which I heard from A Quiet Place. Victor Velasquez, what 75-inch TV would you recommend? Well, I mean, if you can go for the LG OLED 77-inch, absolutely go for that one. It's like $9,000 though. I know it's out of the budget, but I have the 900F 75-inch, and I think it's an awesome TV. I was meaning to do a review on that, but you know, I just haven't gotten around to do it. Plus, I didn't do the unboxing or anything like that because I was a little excited to pick it up. So I threw it on the wall, and everybody came over. We just threw it up. We put in some Batman v Superman because that's one of the rare movies that are in full screen with amazing HDR. And the 900F is it's full array TV, so it gets really bright. Maybe not like super, like Q9F brightness, but it's pretty close though. Full array TV, amazing quality. If you guys are coming from the 900E, you're thinking about getting the 900F, you know, I would probably do it, especially that you're getting Dolby Vision as well. Android TV on the other hand, well, that's like it's like another whole can of worms. Horribly bad. If there's a worse TV operating system than Android TV, please let me know in the comments, because I can't think of one. It's just bad. Anthony Garcia, have you heard the new Samsung Atmos soundbars, the 850 and then N950? I have heard the 850 and the 950. I haven't got them in for review. I don't know, I just don't think they're good sounding bars. They're kind of big, they're bulky. I just had no interest in doing Samsung products. But if Samsung is watching the stream, please send me something, because I'll review it then. Otherwise, I'm gonna say go with the Sony bar, the Sony ST5000, SC5000. Still the best sounding bar, you know, I believe right now going. If you're tight for space, then the Sony bars are going to be the best ones. The LG bars, I want to like the LG bars, especially the SK9 or the SK10, but they just don't support DTS-X. And I think if you're going to spend like $1,000 or you know, in that same ballpark, you should get all the codec support you can get, especially when Sony's doing it. Why would LG not do that? And the funny thing is that the LG SK8Y soundbar does DTS audio, but not Dolby. But then as you move another level up, the SK9 and the SK10 does Dolby but not DTS. So it's a little weird. I don't know what's happening there, but it's freaking stupid. So do a Sony soundbar if you're really interested in Atmos. In the immersive audio formats, I would do the Sony one. I know there's a Nakamichi bar out, but I haven't heard too much stuff about that one. but I know it doesn't do Atmos. So if you guys are thinking about getting the Nakamichi bar, I'd still probably do the Sony bar. And phone, okay, I'm not even going to pronounce your name, but how does living in an apartment affect your setup? Well, it doesn't really affect my setup at all. I have my, I watch movies at like reference level sometimes, and I don't hear any complaints. Nobody ever says anything. The good thing that you should always do if you live in an apartment is maybe make friends with your upstairs and downstairs neighbors, maybe your neighbors next to you if you live in a condo. You know, just tell them, hey, listen, I got a loud audio system. I like to listen to my movies loud. Maybe invite them over, give them some beer or something. I don't know. If it's a guy, give him some beer. If it's a girl, hey, maybe get yourself a date out of it. But just let them know. Other than that, man, I have zero issues. I have 3 subwoofers in there. Got 11 speakers. I want to do these YouTube reviews. I'm gonna blast the system. And just so you guys know, when I do these movie reviews, I have all these speakers in the ideal configuration that you would maximize the audible experience in what I like to think is the maximized visual experience as well. So I'm not using soundbars. I'm not using like a home theater in a box or anything like that. So I mean, I try to give you the most comprehensive reviews that I can do, which you're going to really experience if you had the ideal setup. Some people don't like to level match their speakers, or they don't like to calibrate their video, but I like to do all that. I like to have my speakers all level matched, calibrated all my sound and my video. So if you're watching other reviews or whoever's, you know, giving their opinion on stuff, I like to think I'm giving you the the clearest explanation of what you're actually going to see, the most accurate. Obviously, if you guys are on the channel, you guys love movies. If you guys are MoviePass users, I know there's a big thing going on about MoviePass. They've upgraded their kind of like model right now about charging peak pricing, stuff like that. So if you're paying like the $10 a month, or if you prepaid $90 for the whole year, crazy deal, right? So I guess they're losing a ton of money, which is to be expected if you have something like millions of subscribers. My local theater charges about $16. They charge $16 for like a BTX movie, which is like their premium large scale theater. $16. I pay $10 for the month to watch unlimited movies once every day. So I mean, if you were to break that down, $16 for 30 days, that's a crap ton of money. I'm no mathematician, but I know it's a lot of money though. But now they're charging, like, if you're going to like popular times, they're going to add on an extra like $2 or $3 or something like that on top of the $10 that you pay. So there's like this whole big backlash about people hating on MoviePass because they're charging an extra couple bucks at night, which I don't get, because if you think about it, you're spending $10 for the month. Plus, what do you have to pay an extra $3 to watch a movie? You're at $13. If you watch one movie, you're saving an extra $3 right there for one single movie. So what is this backlash? So what, they didn't let you know up front automatically. Go the next day, watch another movie, you're still saving a crap ton of money. This whole the whole crap, I've been watching these YouTube videos slamming MoviePass for doing that. Man, it's crazy. And then AMC is doing some kind of MoviePass alternative where you can watch 3 movies in a week for $20 a month. I mean, I would rather pay $10 a month and watch one movie every day, and pay an extra $2 if I'm going during peak times, popular times, which normally I go during the matinee, so that really doesn't affect me. Or whatever, I can wait till the next day to watch it. But if I really wanted to watch something like a big Marvel movie or DC movie or Star Wars, whatever, it's like an extra $2, not a big deal. So it's like, who cares if MoviePass wants to charge you an extra $2 for peak pricing? Not a big deal. You're saving a shit ton of money, especially if you're an avid moviegoer. A little rant about other, YouTubers, like, I don't want to mention who, but, the bigger guys. They complain about that shit. It's crazy. brass tacks. Do you compare 4K to 1080p or upscale 1080p? I know we spoke about it, but people still ask. Well, I do have a 1080p set, which is a Samsung like F8000 plasma set, which I still watch from time to time. So I do have a player hooked up to that. Have I went back and forth with the 1080p set and the OLED set? Sure. Does it look better on the OLED? Of course it does. Does it look better on the 900F? Yes, it does. But if only you had a 1080p set, everything is always going to look better on the 4K set. It's just true. It just looks better. Everything upscale always looks a little bit better. It looks a little bit sharper, a little bit clearer, just a little bit cleaner. But the majority of people nowadays, especially if you're on this channel or Brass's channel or Intermedia, yada yada, you most likely probably have a 4K set, right? At least that's what I would think so. If not, then let me know right now in the comments. You guys only have a 1080p set? But I think the majority of the people, if you're buying 4K movies, you probably have a 4K set. Or if you're buying if you're buying movies, you have a 4K set. So why would you buy the 1080p? I mean, the 4K movies, they're literally only a couple bucks more. Like, if you guys can't swing an extra $5 for a 4K disc, maybe you shouldn't be buying 4K movies. You should be buying bread and eggs or something like that. So 1080p versus 4K. Always do the 4K. I'm going to say like 95% of the time is always going to be better. Unless you have that rare thing like Terminator, which looks like shit. But always do the 4K. Come on, it's a no-brainer. Plus, you get the 1080p disc with the 4K. So why wouldn't you do that? I got a lot of 4K videos coming up now. I still got the Mission Impossible videos coming out. I got Ready Player One. That's coming out. I think I got the Equalizer. Equalizer's coming out probably like next week. We still got Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And I got a couple product reviews as well. I think I got a soundbar. I think I got a receiver coming out. And I got some other news. A little change on the channel as well. So make sure you guys are sticking around for that. Some good stuff happening. But alright guys, thanks for hanging out so late with me. Catch you guys in the next one.